Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jasmine Shanice, and in today's video I am going to be giving y'all 10 lessons that I have learned in my 20s that I will be taking with me in my 30s. November 14th was my 30th birthday, and over the past couple of years, honestly, my late 20s is when a lot of these lessons hit me, and they hit me hard, and they are very important to me, primarily because I'm on this self journey. I'm on this, I guess you can call it a healing journey, but I'm on a self-betterment journey. I don't want to be stuck in this rut and living the same old life that I've only ever known just because that's just how they said that the life was going to be. I don't want to deal with that. But it's not that I don't want to deal with it. I want to at least break the mold. I don't want to continue to live this life just because they said that this is what you do. I don't want to do that. So let's get right into it. My first lesson that I have learned is stop taking everything so personal. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes things are the way they are just because that's just how they are. That's just how it is. It sucks. Does it suck? Yeah, it does. But there's nothing that can be done about it. So what you do is you just live your life. Stop trying to rationalize everything. Get out your head. That's one of the biggest things that I'm still learning to this day, but in the past couple of years I've gotten so much better at it. Get out your own head. A lot of times the reason why you feel everything's about you is because you're projecting your insecurities onto these different avenues or to people that you're around or in these situations that you've created in your mind. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. You got to do an assessment. You got to get out that head. You got to go touch grass, as the kids say on TikTok. Everything's not about you. Stop taking everything so personal. Number 2, learning the time and place when to speak. I have no filter. Sometimes what comes out my mouth comes out my mouth. I don't check myself sometimes, and it's kind of bad. I've learned this about myself, and I'm still working on it. It's not easy to keep my mouth closed because I come from a family who don't keep their mouth closed. They don't keep their opinions to themselves. They don't. So I've picked up on those same habits. And the thing is with me is if I feel slighted or wronged by you, I do what you did to me, but I do it 5 times worse. So now neither one of us are happy, and I burned a bridge. Sometimes it's okay to just sit down, be quiet. Even if you're being honest, sometimes honesty is not always the best policy. Like, you have to read, in social media terms, read the room. Sometimes you just have to sit there, purge the legs, and just keep it cute. Not everything needs a response. Not everything needs an explanation. Not everything has to be said in that moment. Sometimes you have to learn to just zip it, and that's not easy. And I recommend that for everybody. I really do. Number 3, everything doesn't need to happen right now. I am somebody who wants instant gratification. And when I say everything doesn't need to happen right now, I'm speaking in terms of life, not monetarily or monetarily, because I want to be rich. I want to be rich like right now, but not like when it comes to what do you call it? Like materialistic things. That's not what I'm speaking of. I'm speaking of in life. For me, at this current moment, it's YouTube. The last YouTube video I watched was of Aaliyah's face. I have no idea how long she's been doing YouTube, but I know that she's almost at a million subscribers. I love her to death. She seems like a genuine and sweet girl. But I would be crazy. I would be lying to myself if I said I did not want her success tomorrow. I find that I rush to do things in life. And I'm not going to go into the details because they can get kind of crazy. But I will say that I have rushed into life because I wanted something that I saw. And it has blown up in my face. And while I've slowed down 100% on rushing to do things, it is still a struggle because it is still a struggle because I see the potential in myself. I see what I have to offer. I see so many great things about myself that whether I can benefit someone or I could be in a place where I'm able to put somebody else in a better position. There's a lot that goes into it, but because I have these visions and I have these thoughts and I want them like yesterday. Sometimes it's okay to just go through the highs and lows, and I know you don't want to. But sometimes that is the only way to go. Well, that is the only way to go. That's it. That's the only way to go. You have to put the work in. Or it's never too late to find your passion. I love that quote that I saw online somewhere that it said that Oprah didn't start her career until she was like 42 or something like that. I know J.K. Rowling, or is it J.K.? Or the person who does Harry Potter books, I don't remember the name. They started their writing career late in their life. They were, I think, 40 something, 50 something. I don't remember the exact age. When they first got into their career, sometimes you won't get there until later. I've been doing YouTube on and off for pretty much all my 20s. When I tell you that I am 20 times more disciplined in my late 20s, but now, present day, I'm 20 times more disciplined than I've ever been in my 20s. I do not believe if I was given the success that I want so badly, let's just, like I used Aaliyah's face earlier as an example, but if I had Aaliyah's face success in my early 20s, I believe I would have blew it because I wouldn't have known how to handle it. I wouldn't have had the discipline, or maybe I would have. I would have done great. But I know me. I don't think I would have been ready for it. I wouldn't have been able to handle it properly. And so I'm grateful that I'm starting it in my 30. Now that I'm 30, I have a lot more appreciation for it. I have a desire for it. And it's more authentic now than it has ever been. And I'm appreciative of that. So sometimes your passion, it's not going to always be. You're not going to find your passion when you're 20. And this is part of the reason why I recommend people not going straight to college. If you can, stay at home, learn more about yourself, because I've learned more about myself in my later 20s than I've learned when I was in college. You got to give yourself some time, and it's okay. You're not going to have it together, and please be okay with that. Number 5 is don't get comfortable. What I mean by that, this is in life. Life is going to hand you them lemons, baby. You going to have to figure out how to make the lemonade. You got to figure out how much sugar and how much water you want to add to the lemonade. You don't get comfortable, especially in your 20s. Don't get comfortable in your 20s. Just because you think you are in a certain direction now does not mean that that's direction you're going to be when you're 28. You're 21 now. You may have everything that you need. Won't necessarily be the case by the time you're 29. Don't ever get comfortable. Don't allow yourself to settle in a mindset. Don't allow yourself to settle at all, really. Keep working towards being better. Keep working towards learning. Keep working towards having an open mind and being accepting of things that you're not familiar with. Age appropriately, of course, and there's a lot that goes into that, so I'm not going to go into it, but be open. Your 20s, I feel like being in your 20s, that is meant to be a sponge. Soak everything in, please. So number 6, it goes back to it goes back to lesson number 4, which is your passion. It's never too late to change your life. It's never too late to ever change your life. You can start. You can press reset at any point in time. It is okay to start over. It is okay to pick up where you left off. It is perfectly fine to have a hard reset. It's not for the weak. This life is not for the weak, which is why we are all here. Which is why we're all here. No one left on their own accord. Thank God. So every day that you have life and you have you have the control. I don't care what anybody tells you, you have the control. I believe that. I do. Number 7, do not half-ass do it right the first time. And I'm not speaking about as terms of work. I guess you could say, yeah, I'm speaking in terms of discipline and having standards for yourself. Do not find yourself repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again. I've spent my entire 20s, a decade, of trying to redo my mistakes over and over and over again and never applying the lessons that I was supposed to learn. to my life. It's literally insanity to do the same thing and expecting different results. Okay? Don't do that. If you have somebody in your life who's telling you something, sometimes it is worth to listen. Even if you don't agree with it, at least soak it in. At least just give it an ounce of a thought, because it could be something that could actually help you in the long run. Do it right the first time. If you are in a position to where you actually have supportive people around you who care about you, who's looking out for you, who has your best interest, they're 9 times out of 10, they're not going to steer you wrong. Listen to the people around you. Don't keep falling into the same hole and then finding yourself out and then just to fall right back in again. It's a terrible way to live your life. You're living in a constant loop. It gets dizzy. And I get nauseous when I'm dizzy. So don't do that. Number 8, finances and credit really does matter. For me, that plays directly off of doing it right the first time. My 20s, I got some credit cards because the bank gave them to me and I maxed them out. I have in my notes, your mind will change. Don't make silly mistakes or make mistakes that your 30-year-old self has to correct from your 20s, or pay for your 20-year-old self mistakes in your 30s. I'm doing that right now. I am paying for my 20-year-old self mistakes right now, because I never properly learned the correct way of handling my finances, primarily because my own family, for the most part, most of us don't know how to properly handle our finances. And because of my need for instant gratification, I've made some silly financial mistakes, and I do not recommend anybody going down that road. Your credit matters. I'm in a position where I want to buy a house. I gotta work on my credit first. The bank will laugh at me if I have them go pull my credit for a mortgage. I don't want you guys to do the same things that I do. I've been told that my credit matters, but when you go online, TikTok I'm referring to in particular, when you go on TikTok, you have those young people saying that, it's made up, it's not real, which it's not real. Credit scores are not real. They are made up, because it's a system that was put in place back in the 80s. They were put in place back in the 80s. And we could point the finger and we could blame, but the truth is we have them now, and we have to adjust. We can't just not adjust to life. If you don't want to live in a capitalistic society and live by capitalistic rules, you're gonna have to live off grid. That denies you to a lot of privileges in this world or in this country. So, we all make decisions and make them wisely, please. So, number 9 is, not every older person in your life is negative. I'm not gonna like this one, but while there are boomers or older people in our lives who like to call us millennials and Gen Z lazy, That's fine and dandy. But there are some older people who actually, they know the game. They know what's up. They can give you advice. They can help you. They can put you in the, just by listening to them, they are able to help you get in a position that you really want to be in. Not everybody, not every boomer or older person thinks the same way. Not everybody feels that way. So I believe that some of the older people really do have good advice. I'm not saying you need to listen to everything they're saying, because some of them, they do speak. Some of them do be speaking some nonsense. But it's still good to have an open mind. Not everything you hear is a critique. I mean, it is. Maybe it is. But not everything is a critique on about how bad you are. Sometimes you just need to hear the truth. Sometimes you need to be told the truth. Sometimes you have to have uncomfortable conversations. It's not always bad. Right, and number 10, it is okay to stop and smell roses. A lot is happening in the world right now, so enjoy the life you do have. It has taken me literally up until this year. And so we are in November of 2023. Was maybe the end of last year, beginning of this year, when I finally was like, okay, you still have to live your life. Is the world going to shit? Yes. For sure. But you don't stop just because it's hard or the world's on fire. Let's go get a bucket of water and pour it in there. Let's get it. Let's get this fire put out. You don't just quit. Don't just quit. I don't recommend anybody to quit. You freaking keep going. You're gonna look back at all of this and you are going to be grateful that you kept going. Y'all, the internet is not your friend. It's not your friend. That's your friend. The internet's not your friend. They're not. And nobody on the internet is your friend. Stop looking for validation on the internet. Them girlies on TikTok, they don't know nothing more than your mom and daddy do. Get off the internet, okay? Spend time with people. Have a conversation outside of a public forum. You'll be surprised what's out there, okay? Keep your mind open. Always be kind. Always be kind. And enjoy the life you have. We don't have long to live these days. God forbid, I want to live forever. Not possible, but I want to live some hell. I want to be elderly, okay? But these times are tough, and I still want to be able to at least enjoy what I do have. I want to enjoy my life. You should too. So that is all that I have today for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for supporting this channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful and beautiful day. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Have a great day. Bye.